Hello again. I'd like to share my top 10 tips for sleep. There are so many things you can do to support your baby to sleep well without any form of stressful, strict schedule or leaving your baby to cry. So here are my top 10 favourite tools to help you and your little one find your rhythm. Firstly, get feeding established. Iron out any kinks in feeding, whether you're breast or bottle feeding. So often people assume babies have a sleep problem when actually they might have a feeding problem, or we're expecting them to feed in a way that's not age appropriate for them. Strict feeding routines only work for a very small minority of babies, so if your baby doesn't settle into the routine, it's not because they have a sleep problem, it's because they simply need to feed more frequently. Babies have tiny tummies, and especially if they're breastfed, they need to feed often to maintain milk supply. If you're struggling with feeding, please seek support from your midwife, health visitor, breastfeeding counsellor or IBCLC. And don't forget, IBCLCs are used to supporting parents with breastfeeding and bottle feeding. 2. Get plenty of support. Parenting is hard work and we're not meant to do it in isolation. Rope in friends, family, your community. Often people ask how they can help. Don't be afraid to say yes to this. Don't be afraid to ask a friend to coordinate a rota for people to bring meals, do laundry, take care of pets or older children, or simply keep you company. Number 3, prioritise bonding and attachment. Children learn to soothe by being soothed. Did you know that you create secure, resilient children from relationships where their needs are met promptly and responsively? Children need to develop a loving relationship with their parent in order to know that the world is safe. As they grow and get more confident and mature, their circle will widen and they'll be able to venture further away from you. Until then, they need your support. Children need to have their needs for dependence met before they can be independent. Number 4, hold, touch, cuddle, stroke and massage your baby often. Most people are not touched enough, and touch releases oxytocin, which is the hormone of love and calm and connection. It's also a stress antidote. Try taking a bath with your baby, having skin-to-skin cuddles, wear your baby in a stretchy wrap or carrier, and hold and cuddle your baby lots. You can't spoil a baby. I promise you, you'll never regret cuddling your baby too much. Number 5, tune into your baby's different needs. Sometimes your baby needs quiet and other times they need to be silly. Sometimes they need to go outside and other times they need a dark room. Sometimes they want a new toy to look at, other times they just want to gaze at your face. These needs are absolutely valid, and when you learn what your baby needs, you will develop a deep bond with them. Number 6, pay attention to your baby's unique communication. You cannot learn this from a book. You can only get to know your baby's unique communication by spending time with them, getting to know how they tell you they're bored, tired, frustrated, lonely, uncomfortable, hungry, or excited. Number 7, spend plenty of time outside in natural daylight. Even on a dull, grey, rainy day, this sends important signals to your baby that will regulate their body clock and help them consolidate their nighttime sleep. 8, be as active as you can with your baby and especially allow them plenty of time to play on the floor in an unrestricted way. Babies who spend too much time in bouncy chairs, swaddles and other sleep positioning devices, chairs and other things that restrict their movement can sometimes have a prolonged startle reflex because they've not learned to integrate that reflex. Over time, this reflex becomes less automatic and babies learn to control it, but they cannot do that unless they have the opportunity to practice. So allow plenty of floor time, both on their tummy and time on their back. Get down on the floor and play with them, and they will also learn in time to play unattended. Number 9, give your baby a balance between high energy time and blank space time. Laughter, giggles and squealing, and time to be bored, time to be still and time to be quiet. Often we spend so much time focusing on calm down that we forget that a whole range of human experiences and emotions are normal. Allow your baby to enjoy excitement, suspense, joy, overexuberance, as well as calm and relaxed time. And finally, let your calm be contagious. Energy levels are contagious. Have you ever walked into a room and sensed the excitement, nervous energy, or bad vibes? All of us pick up on subtle, non-verbal cues, and babies are brilliant at picking up on our emotional state. You can use this to your advantage. It's normal to feel stressed, frazzled, tired, or irritated sometimes. We all pick up stresses and tensions throughout the day. Before a nap or bedtime, spend 5 minutes grounding yourself and becoming calm, and then use this calm to influence your baby. I want to finish with a couple of really quick, easy, practical tips to try and calm down if you're feeling stressed, nervous, or anxious, either about your baby's sleep or about something else. Sometimes strategies such as journaling, mindfulness, going for a walk, having a bath are impractical when we've got little ones around, or if we don't have enough time on our own to be able to do some of these things. So these are 2 tools that you can use even if you've got a baby in a baby carrier strapped to your front. The first is that you can use an oxytocin pressure point. This isn't something that I would recommend if you're currently pregnant, but if you're not pregnant, you can use this tip. You can find the pressure point at the junction between your thumb and your forefinger. And what you do is you squeeze and hold this pressure point. It usually feels a tiny bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. And if you squeeze and hold that pressure point for about a minute, normally people will get an oxytocin rush. In fact, you can begin to see my neck getting redder. That's one of the side effects of increased oxytocin levels. Normally people begin to feel calmer, more relaxed, and they might feel a little bit more fuzzy and less stressed about things. So that's one really easy tip. Another easy thing that you can try, and again you can do this around children, is something called alternate nostril breathing. This is actually a yoga technique, and it's clinically proven to reduce your blood pressure, heart rate, and respiratory rate. This is something that you can do during pregnancy as well. What you do is you cover one nostril and you exhale out of your free side. Then you inhale again. And then hold that breath and then exhale out of the newly free side. Then inhale. And then switch and exhale out of the other side. And inhale. And then out the other side. Anytime you're feeling frazzled, you need to ground yourself, you just need a moment. Doing that for between 1 and 10 minutes can really center yourself and get you in a space where you're feeling calmer, and then you can allow your calm to be contagious. It's normal to feel stressed from time to time. What's not helpful is not having any tools that you can utilize quickly in order to get yourself into that calm space again. I wish you all the luck in the world with your baby.